Good day everyone. Let's try to answer some problem posted on Facebook. And let's start. Here's the question. Given the two equations a raised to a plus b equals b and b raised to a plus b equals a squared times b, our goal is to find all possible values of a, comma b. Now if you want to try this problem, just pause this video right now. And if you're ready, here's the solution. And I hope you pause this video. Now let's see if you got the correct answer. Don't forget that our goal here is to find all possible values of a, comma b. Therefore, let's focus on the given equations. Now what we're going to do is to multiply these two equations. If we do that, we get a raised to a plus b times b raised to a plus b equals b times a squared times b. Now at this point, we will use some laws of exponent. If we have a raised to n times b raised to n, it is equal to ab raised to the power of n. So if we have different base but they have the same exponent, we can just multiply their base. It follows on the left hand side, we have a times b raised to a plus b. Now on the right side, we can multiply them. B times a squared times b will give us a squared times b squared. Now again, we will use this law of exponent. It follows that on the right hand side, we have ab raised to 2. Now since we have the same base, it follows that their exponent must be the same. Therefore, we can say that a plus b equals 2. Now keep in mind that a plus b equals 2. Now what we're going to do is to solve for b. To do that, let's subtract a on both sides. Therefore, we can say that b equals 2 minus a. Now at this point, let's focus on the first equation. We have a raised to a plus b equals b. Why? Because we know the value of a plus b. A plus b must be 2. Therefore, we can substitute a plus b with 2. Next, we know the value of b. b is 2 minus a. Therefore, we can replace b with 2 minus a. Now, we have a quadratic equation in one variable. So what we're going to do is to equate this to 0. If we do that, we get a squared plus a minus 2 equals 0. Now take note that a squared plus a minus 2 can be factored as a plus 2 multiplied by a minus 1. Now since it is equal to 0, therefore at least one of them must be equal to 0. Therefore we have a plus 2 equal to 0 or a minus 1 equals 0. Therefore we can say that a equals negative 2 or a equals 1. Now we have two values for a. It follows that we also have two values for b. To find the value of b, what we're going to do is to use this equation b equals 2 minus a. Next, let's replace this a with negative 2 and the other a with 1. If we do that, we get on the first case, we have b equals 2 minus negative 2. On the second case, we have 2 minus 1. Now, 2 minus negative 2 will give us 4 and 2 minus 1 will give us 1. Therefore, if a equals negative 2, b must be equal to 4. And if a equals 1, b must be also equal to 1. Therefore, we have two possible values for a, comma b, namely negative 2, comma 4 and 1, comma 1. Now at this point, let's check if those values fits to our equation. Now let's first check negative 2 and 4. So what we're going to do is replace all a with negative 2 and all b with 4. If we do that, we get negative 2 raised to negative 2 plus 4 equals 4. And on the second equation, we have 4 raised to negative 2 plus 4 equals negative 2 raised to 2 times 4. Now, negative 2 raised to negative 2 plus 4 is positive 2. Negative 2 raised to 2 will give us 4, therefore, the first equation satisfies. And on the second equation, we have negative 2 plus 4 or simply 2. 4 raised to 2 is 16. Now on the right side, we have negative 2 raised to 2 or simply 4. 4 times 4 will give us also 16. Therefore, the second equation also satisfies. It follows that negative 2, 4 is indeed a solution. Now, how about 1, 1? So what we're going to do is to replace all A with 1 and all B with 1. If we do that, we have 1 raised to 1 plus 1 equals 1 on the first equation, and on the second equation, we have 1 raised to 1 plus 1 equals 1 squared times 1. Now, 1 raised to 2 will give us 1, so therefore 1 equals 1, and the first equation satisfies. On the second equation, we have 1 plus 1 or simply 2. Therefore, on the left-hand side, we have 1 squared or simply 1. Now, on the right-hand side, we have 1 squared times 1, and this is also 1. Therefore, the second equation also satisfies. It follows that 1, 1 is also a solution to our equation. Therefore, we found two possible values for A, B, namely negative 2, 4 and 1, 1. And we're done.